Alrighty, let's turn this on down. All right, there we go. There we go. How's everybody doing? It's Sunday. It is. I need to turn on my treadmill. It's time to walk a little bit. And we're going to talk about Mirror Universe Picard, whether he's good, whether you should go after him, or whether you shouldn't. I'm sure it'll come up today, but before anybody wants to ask, yes, I hate the Syndicate SMS. I do. Nothing really to add beyond that, but I hate it. I know that doesn't make it better. Makes you feel any better. I don't get anything from it either now. So, yay. And we'll go over that and more in today's Sunday video. All right. Let's see what all we can get. So is anybody actually going after Picard yet? Or are y'all kind of like laying off for now? What are y'all already doing? So what do you like? Do you go after Picard, or is anybody actually going after Picard? Personally, I am going to try to do at least some of the heroic SMS. You see, I'm working on the first tier. I don't even know if I could spend 10 million points, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm looking here and don't see a ton of scoring in my bracket. Now, do keep in mind that I have intentionally stayed out of 51 plus because the brackets are still set 51 to 70. So until that gets altered, I don't have any, near future plans of moving into 51 quite yet. However, in terms of as an officer, this is going to be your new PvP meta. I mean, according to game design in our pre-arc meeting, they said that the best PvP crew in the game will be Mirror Picard, Mirror Data, Honor Guard Worf will be the best PvP crew in the game. Now that's what they've said. We've had their math be off before, so that's quite possible. They said the second best PvP group would be Mirror Picard, Mirror Data, Carol Freeman. So that's based on what design has said in their testing. Now, it depends also how much you care about PvP. I actually had several DMs this morning asking about PvP, and one that was actually in game here that I had that people were saying, hey, probably worth going over. The trouble seems to be is when PvP gets done, it's never really balanced in a way that makes it accessible to everybody. These type of crews come out. Obviously, the only way to get Mirror Picard is going to be through the SLB, which is a spend event. So most of you aren't going to have him. And the long-term sourcing has not been revealed. And if you remember, Carol Freeman didn't have long-term sourcing for a long time. It wasn't until they added her and other PvP officers into the Section 31 store that became more accessible. But as soon as that happened, a month later, of course, we have the new meta rolling out. So Apex Barrier coming in to, change the game also means new PP crews. We'll see how that ends up going. I hope there's more balance to this set because I'll acknowledge I have not personally tested it, which is why this is a live stream and not me doing our actual breakdown video of Mirror Universe Picard. Because since I don't have any actual logs, I can only relay to you what's been relayed to me. So how balanced this is, we'll just have to wait and see, because I think the game is clearly trying to lean into this new mechanic of Apex Barrier, and in PvP, it certainly will have a pretty drastic effect. So that just leads to how much or how willing is everybody to go after that, right? So Paulo says that's what all sellers say. Well, the truth is they don't really have a reason to lie about it, because if they do it and he sucks, well, then nobody's going to invest, because we'll know if he's terrible tomorrow, right? Like if we'll know if it's not true. You are correct. And I'm not, again, y'all know, Paulo, you definitely know, you've been here a long time. I'm not saying any of this to get you to spend. I'm simply trying to say, hey, here is what this plan is. I would argue, and I actually did argue this, if y'all remember a couple weeks ago, I said you get more value going after the Strange New Worlds in terms of mat dump than you would this. Because even if you do get Picard, even if you're a PvP player, it's still not a majority of what you probably do in the game every day. So the PvE officers were going to be more value to you anyway. But here we are with PvP options, and there are definitely those of y'all who enjoy PvP as a mechanic. So that means now focusing on how can we get that. Hey, You see Iron Fister. Mama Joe says I'm level 46, so PvP is almost meaningless because I have 100 million plus ships belonging to 50 plus coming after me and practically no one else. Only time PvP with peers is during incursions. The rest are loops. Now I will point out that I do think during incursions matters. It's worth mentioning like you did. And I do think that it's worth having good PvP for that. I would also add that if you have the PvP meta, you can beat people significantly stronger. I talk about that in PvP all the time. There is no real balance in this game, especially with the Carol Freeman crew. One of the things that we learned, it's all about who attacks first. And you can have somebody beat, a ship 4 or 5 times stronger than your own. And that goes back to a video I made a couple weeks ago about ship power and overall power kind of not really mattering except for comparison purposes to see if you're where you should be, right? Fenris, good to see you. So good to see you. So with that in mind, again, it just comes down to what has value, if any, to you in the game. For me, I do have value in PvP, but not enough for me to actually spend money to try to win this leaderboard. And keep in mind that according to the calendar is posted in my Discord. According to the calendar, we're gonna have multiple runs of this. So if you even are going after it, there is a slow play strategy here where you can simply just go for the unlock by completing the heroic SMSs. Or you can try to combine it and complete maybe several milestones of all 3 SMSs, assuming the counter doesn't change. And I say that because if you remember, they love to put this little text on all their news posts. Events are subject to change. So, Nelson seems like a lot depends on data. He has to proc to get the Apex. He doesn't have to proc, assuming you have... All right, so we could go over those abilities, which I think would be a good idea. Let me finish my away teams. But you don't necessarily have to have data to proc things, but data would be good. You can have below decks Dazok, who honestly is easy to get if you're level 40 plus. Dazok's not hard to obtain if you're level 40 plus, right? Again, let me finish these real quick because we do want to make sure we're getting our away teams done. That's very important. If you're not doing your away teams, I don't know what you're doing. I've stressed that literally if all you did was dailies and away teams, that's still putting yourself in a position for long-term success in this game. Got to do your away team. So let me get these just sorted real quick and then we'll discuss. But yeah, you can do it with more than just data. Does data provide a lot of value? 100%, because you're giving synergy. You're also giving his officer ability. So having that with Picard would be good. And obviously, so, according to the devs, the best loadout you can run. But there are more ways to trigger assimilate in the game. All right, so there's Shar, chat, not ignoring you. I was just trying to make sure I don't miss my away teams. They just have so much value. And even in, the 50s, you're gonna be doing this. So yeah. Gotta say that it really makes me mad that despite pulling close to 10,000 Syndicate a day and banking my blue, Battle Pass rewards to wait for Syndicate, haven't even reached the first milestone. Yeah, I get you, man. I'm with you. I also strongly dislike the current path for Syndicate is basically not even heroic anymore. It's just a pure spin event, which I guess we can argue is what a heroic is, but it always, y'all know. And if you don't know, we'll repeat it. The previous, way that heroics tended to work is the first milestone for stuff like this was accessible free to play, and the rest you would have to spend usually multi-phasing credits to get it done. And that is just not how it's working this time around. And it hasn't been working like that for a while. And the previous logic was, well, we're adding more ways to get Syndicate in the game, like X-Borg and Section 31 and, better, milestones, etc. So we're going to keep raising the threshold. But even if you're doing all that and collecting Battle Pass, you're still not finishing. And that don't feel good. Because it's not like everybody's sitting out there with like a max stone of memory, collecting maximum XP from that, right? It's how many people have even done that? If you have maxed out your stone of memory in chat, please let me know. And even if you have, it's not like that's giving 10,000 Syndicate XP a day, but it is nice to get free Syndicate XP a day from it. But again, it's not like it's giving a ridiculous amount. So I am with you. I think that sucks. Mihai's there's at level 1. I logged mine at level 1, right? And I would recommend, if you are in the 40 plus range, get your Stone of Memory to level 1. The Eye of Ra is, the focal point, but getting that is huge. I mean, it's super valuable. So that's good. But it's not like after you max it out, it's giving you insane numbers. And for those not sure what I'm talking about, I'll show you real quick. This is the Stone of Memory Temple artifact. When used, use to restore the Stone of Memory, which unlocks a new Syndicate XP claim in the Exmoor faction store, maxing out at tier 12, 3,400 Syndicate XP a day, free. It starts off, I think, 1,200. It's either 1,200 or 1,800, where I've got it right now, right? And it slowly climbs. 1,200, level 1, thanks, Paulo. That's clearly worth it, right? Like, that's good. But even if you had that maxed, that's still not giving you 10, 20,000, making these syndicates, you know, doable. And it seems like this has become another event that you simply cannot do without buying. And if y'all saw or have looked, I'm not telling you to go buy it, but I am saying they put out a special super syndicate pack, which generally even syndicate packs for me are like worthless, but this one's actually worthless. I mean, worthwhile. I'm not buying it, so I guess it is worthless, but 450,000 Syndicate XP is actually a pretty daggone decent amount. So, he's clear the strat there, and I hate that this is getting moved further and further back, right? Making it impossible for people to get that. And I guess the only like saving grace for me is it's not really a currency I care that much about. So, yeah. So they do whatever they feel like the milestones that fall back on the technicality. Yeah, exactly, Sugar Fat Man. And, you know, don't feel like nobody is saying that this is bad, because we definitely pass that on to lay overlords. But yeah. Here we are. 10K Syndicate a day when we can do the premium Syndicate research. Never going to do that. The rate premium dust is currently being sourced. Yep. You're 227,000 away from level 40. Nice, Ming. I am like 100,000 away from level 30, and I've kind of made my decision. Everybody asking when's Rev going 51 plus. I made up my mind. When I hit Syndicate 30, I'm at 29 and, you know, 149,000 to go. When I hit Syndicate 30, that's when I'm going 51 plus. That's just the goal that I've set for myself. That's the final milestone. So now y'all don't have to keep asking. Y'all can actually start kind of mathing this out. Y'all have a rough idea of what I get Syndicate every day. When I hit level 30 in Syndicate, I will be going 51 plus on this account. I'm also starting a new account, probably over on server 708. And I want to get that account to around level 34. So, yeah. Chisel says on a positive side of things, events have been paying out decently for mats and resources. This is true. And actually, one of the things, I had a convo with one of the Arc Runners, not the one that's doing this month, but an upcoming one, about how they're really bad about not telling y'all when good things happen. Like, for example, the Battle Pass mats, they get increased a couple times a year. The events actually get pushed up, and they never say, hey, economy update, we're doing more. I don't know why, but they don't. But there have been good payouts if you're looking for mats this time around. Also should add some of that is level dependent. So as we saw last month, where below level 40 players got less event store currency, they might not necessarily be getting the same equation in mats, but the G3 economy certainly has improved a lot, and you can get way more mats now than you could when the original group started going through the 30s the first time. I mean, it's several factors more. Ari says level 18 Syndicate, way to get to 21 for the claim all. Easiest way to get to level 21 Syndicate is to get the Mantis unlocked. Once you unlock the Mantis, getting that is pretty easy. When I say easy, I know that's always a relative term, but it truly is pretty easy to get to 21 once you have the Mantis. Just got to have the Mantis. Looks like I need to go out and mine more Voyager. Yay. Always get excited to mine Voyager. Oh, by the way, I was talking about unlocking officers. Here is the pulls. This one hopefully giving me Hue Shards. Hue Shards? No Hue Shards. Lots of miners, but no Hue Shards. And we'll pull this one, double chest. Yeah. Blah. Blah. And then, of course, you can go do your formation armadas, your, whatchamacallit, exchange, so that you can get Dazok and the Borg Queen. Don't want to go do exchange armadas, which my alliance actually does do. I don't usually participate, but they do them. So each tier up on Mantis opens an extra Mantis Syndicate exchange. It's true, Polo. It is true. Sadly, that's not a trick you could use to just cycle through and get your Syndicate events done. That'd be nice. Voyager Summon Hostiles still bugged on server 95. Sorry to hear that, Mad Hatter. I'm assuming you've put in a ticket. I've certainly passed up those tickets many times, not just for server 95, and wish I had a better response and answer to that, but yeah. Several tickets open. I believe you. Yeah. AQ says, I should be going to 46 next week. Should I spend my temporal disruptors before I go up to new silent enemy bracket? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I've switched to banking tickets till there's an event store, partly because this is just too much. That's fine, Gary. I mean, until we know if the event stores are going to switch back to having consistent anything, whether it be currency, mats, it's tough to use the banking strategy, but it's certainly one that we've had in the game for a long time, and it makes sense. It's just one of those where you don't know what you're going to get. It's an unknown, especially with us not knowing even how long arcs are going to be. Are they going to be 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? Makes it tough. Makes it tough. So, yeah. Makes it kind of tough. All right, let me finish this daily real quick. Oh gosh, Archangel's here. Wonder how big that Vorcha is. Wow. I'm actually kind of shocked. That Vorcha feels a little tiny. I mean, it's only a tier 2. Feels a little tiny. I mean, my Tribune's basically the same power. Shout out to my Tribune. My Tribune's incredible. Greatest Tribune in all the land. Here, I'm actually make my camera a little bit smaller. There we go. The greatest Tribune in all the land. Not even tier 8 yet. Working on it. I'm not even tier 9 yet. That's where I'm pretty sure I'm going to stop on the Tribune, tier 9. At least for now. So, if I was to go build my Vorcha right now, obviously I can't. I'm not level 53. But just because I've collected the blueprints, everything, I like to go look at it. Mine out of dock would be 103.3 million. No officers, nothing. Just cold 103. So, yeah. There you go. Just pretty. Now, I've already got its, we're talking about PvP today. I've actually already got its Forbidden Tech unlocked. Its Forbidden Tech is right here. The Time Crystal. Already got her unlocked. It's going to go straight on the Vorcha as soon as she rolls out. I'm excited about it. Won't lie to you. I'm excited. I'm setting myself up to have a bad A Vorcha. You see the flag behind me, man. We're rocking the Empire. I'm excited. I'm excited. So, oh, it's going to be good. Especially because this is going to help with my hull health problem. Oh, I'm so excited. Just waiting for that event for Forbidden Tech upgrades. I'm going to start working on this one. Again, the calendar is out in my Discord. Let me go ahead and grab the calendar real quick. We'll go grab that calendar. Let's see, there was a Forbidden Tech, if I remember right. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen so y'all can see what I'm looking at. Where is my display capture? Let's see, so Artifact Hunt is the 11th and 12th of this upcoming week. I've sworn there is a Forbidden Tech. Yeah, right here. So Tuesday, the 18th of June, starts a Forbidden Tech upgrade, SMS and SLB. So keep that in mind, y'all. That's one of the reasons I'm going to be saving Time Crystal stuff and everything for them. You see right there, Tuesday, June 18th. So 9 days from now, we will have a Forbidden Tech, SLB, and SMS at last, just on that Tuesday. So if you want to save up your stuff, there you go. Now you actually have a date. Try to score in that. Get as much as you can. And if you can't, no worries. But if you can, always good to just kind of peek around, see if there's an event. Just like there is an artifact one coming up on Tuesday as well. Artifacts, yay. Who doesn't love artifacts? Meh. All right. Don't mention FT. I just got my Q to 40 this morning. You're level 61. Well, hey, Jay Watts, I'm trying to give you strategies to be better. I'm trying to help you. Don't get mad at me for trying to make you the best you can be. 9 days. Do your upgrades. 9 days. Save them till then. Do your upgrades. So that's tier 0. Yeah, I know exactly, Armfish. So I'm pretty excited. You know, it's one of the benefits of being a player like me who plays slower is when you get something new, it's going to be strong. So my Vortex is going to be stronger, and my experience with the Vortex is probably going to be better than other early adopters. So Whip can jump 2 tiers. Very nice, Jay Watts. I pull my tier up catalyst pulls every day from X-Borg and stuff like that. That's even the Mirror Universe now. Even though I didn't do my Mirror Universe yesterday, the Mirror Universe X-Borg pull is certainly one that I pull. I just got to get more liquid Trellium D, but they have been adding more and more ways for level 40 plus to get Proto Matter and tier up catalyst. Hey, Payto, good to see you, man. Where you been? Where you been? You maxed your outlaw tree? Congrats. I need to do another epic armada, and that will push me, I believe, to another scrap of a Stella. So I need to do another armada. An epic one. Epic one. I see level 55 to 56 players with a 74 million power pylum. That is very underpowered, JC. My pylum, I'll show you in a second, at level 50. Stronger than that, and it doesn't even have the Metreon Cascade on it anymore. I took the Metreon Cascade off, finally put it on my Tribune. That's why my Tribune's now 100 million. My pylum's still beefier than that. So, again, this is the dangers of leveling up, because if you're level 56, that pylum's not very useful to you at only 74 million power. You want it even higher in that 100 million range, mostly because that generally is going to translate to more hull health. My pylum, sitting here with an Armada crew, no Metreon Cascade anymore, still 80 million power at level 50. So I'd be mindful of those things. Now, if they've only got like a tier 6 pylum, that's different. Obviously, tier has a huge role in that. But again, this is the whole why I go slow, because it takes a lot of the struggle out of things. Sure, I'll never be the best player on my server, but at the end of the day, what is the best player? Is it high ops range? Because if that's the case, well, guess what? Just like in real life, I'm never going to be the best because I don't have that kind of money. I don't have be the best money. But I can be the best level 50. That's what kind of gets my engine revving. That's what I get excited about. So now I'm camping in Ops 19. What am I getting first? Franklin or skipping at the Vidar? We can't get the Vidar until 25. So go ahead and get the Franklin. But you can't get the Vidar until level 25. You do want to make sure you get the Franklin and the USS Discovery at level 20. 2 specialty ships that you get available early on. The Franklin doesn't have a lot of long-term importance, but it can help you early on in the game with the Swarm Refinery in getting some, resources that you might be short on if you're not much of a raider. Franklin doesn't have the longevity it once did, but if you're at 19, there's not many more options. The only other thing you could talk about is maybe saving cosmic cleanup tokens just to quickly get the Disco or even the Vidar at 25. But don't forget the Disco. We actually just had a long combo about that yesterday. And if anybody can remind me, somebody ping me in 6 hours to pull my tactical advantage supplies, please. Somebody ping me in 6 hours so I don't forget to pull this. I'd be very appreciative. Very, very appreciative. All right, living life like always. Hope you and the family are doing well. Thank you very much. The kids are okay. We actually got to visit with somebody from the community yesterday who passed through town. That was real neat. And then we streamed for like 6 hours. My wife and I just kind of goofing off last night, hanging out with everybody, and it was fun. So, yeah. It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time. Best dance ship. She does a great Vorcha cha-cha dance. Paula, I have no idea what that even means. Kevin, do anomalous phenomenon reminder. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Speaking of the Discovery, let's go do our anomalous phenomenon, because I have a horrible habit of forgetting. But it is such an important event. You should not be forgetting. This is 96 one-day speed ups a week. A week, y'all. It's just free money. That's free money. Everybody likes free. It's just free money. All right. I'm gonna get my Cavort out because today's ticket event is for mining crystal. Let's see if we can go find us a crystal node real quick. We'll try starting here. Oh, I'm sorry. Starting there. Let's see if we can find one. All right. You forgot all Sunday events. I no longer do Swarm Sunday, but I still do Anomalous Phenomenon. Okay, Wayne, sounds great. Any news on a bloody Fleet Commander event? Same thing I'll tell you, same time every week. Do not save Fleet Commander stuff. Do not save Fleet Commander stuff. Spend it. The value that you get from upgrading your Fleet Commanders is better than any event that could be coming. Do not save Fleet Commander stuff, especially if you're free to play. You absolutely want those bonuses. Do not save Fleet Commander stuff. Have we told them to run a Fleet Commander event? Absolutely. Sure, and they've heard that. And they've even said that they'll consider running one in the near future. Nothing's on the calendar. Don't save. Get that stuff out of your system. Get it out of your system. You want to take advantage of your Fleet Commanders. So if you're a free-to-play especially, don't be sitting on Sloan and not upgrading Sloan. You want Sloan now. You want Sloan now, right? Don't sit on Kirk and not upgrade him. You need those bonuses and efficiencies and those impulse speeds now. You get way better value not sitting on those currencies. Spend them. I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. Pretty confident you'll thank me later. So now Kirk does give you warp range later. It is further down his tree, but he does do that, yes. Saying Fleet Commanders actually work? They do, John. Mine do. Mine do. Use my Fleet Commander stuff and jump strength on ships and survivability. Good to hear, Mad Hatter. We have a video on Sloan when you unlock him. That's the plan, Candied Admiral. I need to go do waves because I'm 7 days from unlocking him, but I've been 7 days from unlocking him for like 5 days. I need to go do that. I really need to do it before that Forbidden Tech comes around because he does have that ability that cheapens Forbidden Tech upgrades. So, yeah. I agree with Kevin. The rewards for any Fleet Commander event are not going to be worth waiting a month, 2 months for versus the benefits of having those abilities upgraded. It's going to be much more beneficial. Hey, Nexali, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. And Sloan does give isolatic damage as well, which is like somebody was asking me like, hey, should I go buy this Prime that gives me 15%? I'm like, nope. You got Sloan, you got artifacts. I wouldn't buy a $100 Prime for 15% ISO. It almost feels like ISO is the old thing now. The new thing is Apex. That doesn't mean that ISO is irrelevant, just that I'm not spending a lot of money on it anymore. Yeah. The Sloan Admiral credits are also very expensive. They are, Ming, which is, again, one of the reasons you want to do wave defenses and earn those bad boys up. Gotta earn those bad boys. Make them better, make them stronger. I'm gonna go ahead and make this my Talios. See if anybody wants to do waves. I don't know if I can do waves and walk, but maybe. Let's see if anybody wants to do waves. You get enough skill points to do the important Sloan skills right away, just from getting him to level 60. Maybe. Yeah, assuming people have been sitting there saving all their stuff and they can do that. But I still think the point stands. It's not a lie. Those are expensive. Are these two hostiles duking it out supposedly on my screen? Look here, Scopely, in your buggy game. Why are there two Klingon patrols shooting at each other? We got a Klingon Civil War brewing? All right. Whatever. Whatever. Hey, we got one person who wants to do waves. Let me go ahead and launch a wave. I have to remember where the explorers start. They start bottom right. I'm usually using my pylon. We'll go ahead and start this one in Condor. See if we get anybody in. Because I need waves. I need waves. So. What Syndicate level should I be at Ops 34? I mean, at least 21 plus. At least 21 plus. At 2 o'clock? Thanks. Thanks. What tier should I stop my Vorcha? The 579 method is one that I've been preaching for years. I still think it holds true. 579. Tier 5, you just want okay. Tier 7, if you want to actually start being decent in armadas, better warp range. Tier 9, if you want to PvP it. Tier 5 of most faction ships will handle all of your dailies, grinds, generally, for the foreseeable future, right? Like Silence, for example. A player who is where they need to be at level 53, a tier 4 Corvus, will kill 8 to 12 of the 55 Silence, right? So, yeah, there's my opinion. My thoughts. We'll see if anybody can get in here. Hey, it was 64? Heck yeah. That's a good day. That's a good day. Having one of the 60s come in. If I knew Bayo was coming, probably would have launched one of the big ones, not one of these little ones. Level 19 now, I'm collecting away team credits. What's a good idea to spend them on a win? So honestly, you're not gonna really need those away team credits for a while, but you still wanna save them. You're gonna use them to unlock G3 and G4 ships faster. Don't really need to spend them now, but later on, great for unlocking G3 and G4 ships and helping speed up those acquisitions. So. Yeah. All right. 3-3-12. Thanks, Paulo. I mean, it's still going to work in your, what, counterclockwise, clockwise. So, what do I do with those credits in G5? Rep. Until they add the G5 ships, which we have been bugging them about. Until they add the G5 ships, there's nothing you can really do. When they add the G5 ships, then you can use those credits. And some people are saving away team credits for that. The only other real use is, I mean, technically, what I probably should, me personally, because I'm real bad about not completing some older content, I should honestly be dumping mine into Rogue Reputation. So I'm actually going to do that now because I've got a bunch of currency saved. We'll do that real quick. But I'm very behind on Rogue. It's one of the few things that I'm behind on. So that's something I should do. Let me go ahead and pull this. Hopefully get, I'll take an Enterprise A shard. That's not too bad. I'll go ahead and pull this and get that. And then we'll start working on our uncommons. Always pull your Armada chest. The G4 ones are not near as valuable, but still good to have stuff. Pull this and get Augur. Sweet. I need those to scrap. And then here is where we're hoping we get epic Armada directives. And we got none, but did get more epics to scrap. And then please give me rares, please. I'll take 10 rares. That's fine. That's fine. So there's our pull. Yeah, G5 boxes are great fenders. It's one of the things that when I hit Syndicate 30 and decide to go up, that will be great. All right, looks like everybody is here. Does everybody have all their ships though? 59, 56, 54. All right, everybody didn't have their ships here. Got to make sure everybody brought their ships. There's Bayo, Fishy. We're waiting on Max. All right, we got everybody now. Everybody's ships here. Don't want to start without all the ships. All right, we're good. We're good. Hey, what's up, D-Day? What's up, D-Day? How you doing? If you get Max and Stella, what do you need Rogue Rep for? There's still researches. If you didn't know, there's still researches that require higher Rogue Reputation. So I don't have high enough Rogue Rep for that. So that I'm bottlenecked on some researches. So just a fun thing to keep in mind if you didn't know. That even after you max the rep, there are actually milestones you have to reach after that. Like 25 million Rogue Reputation. So that you can get more researches done. Yeah, fun little facts. Why is Syndicate pack 3 times normal? Because they want you to buy the pack for the current Syndicate SMS that's going on. That would be why. You're 7.5 till my Rogue is max. Very nice, Gamer Benji. And honestly, you're probably still going to keep pushing it. Again, because of research milestones. Because of research milestones. Which I upgrade first, my Titan or my Mondavine? Titan. You want to get max fortification unlocked. So I would say Titan. Speaking of, it's mine. Can I upgrade my Titan? This is a good opportunity to with this event going on. Titan upgrades? Yeah, there we go. Titan upgrades. I can only upgrade one part, but hey, there we go. All right. Let's hit these again. So everyone's going to buy their winter home. I don't know about all that, Stormtrooper. The only thing that's tempted me to spend is the skins for the new level 46 ships. So the new skins for those. But I haven't. I've been a good boy and I haven't. I'd also acknowledge the Syndicate XP one is hecking tempting, because that would push me over Syndicate 30, which was my whole thing. Like, I'll go to 53 once I get to that Syndicate level. So I appreciate them getting that while I was sleeping at the wheel here. Yeah. I also suggest that the get simulated Stella skin, it gives G4 and G5 from particles. It does. I am 10 away from the skin for that. I think 10. So, all right, get you moving. You need to be up here, and you looks like somebody's gonna cover that one. All right, we're good. I'm still gonna move it over there just in case, but this Tribune's beast. This is Syndicate 30. I say congrats, George. That's awesome. I mean, it really is a big jump. And how much did your overall power and ship power increase when you hit Syndicate 30, if you don't mind me asking, George? Did you pay attention to that? Did you monitor that at all? Or is that just something you didn't like? That's one of the reasons that I'm watching it, right? I want to see how much everything jumps when I get that. About 3 million? I mean, that's pretty good, right? Nice little 3 mil boost. Nothing to complain about there. Nothing to complain about there at all. So, if you use your 30s, still get solid or skip it. Personally, I think the Centurion is a better option because you need that uncommon crystal in so many other areas. You could even argue the Bortus, but I actually prefer the Centurion now only because of the mats that we need. So, nothing wrong with the Vorchot. It's just no longer the OP best ship in the game like it was for many of you classic players. That day is long gone. That day is long gone. So if you're starting over or thinking about it, I would actually push you to go to a Centurion route. Save those crystals. Remember, if you go battleship like the Bortus, you're still going to end up spending crystal. So keep that in mind. About 3 weeks from Syndicate 34, which I think is pretty good for Ops 49. That's actually very good, Kirk. I mean, that's 5 levels past where I'm at, right? So that's actually very good. Let's see. All right, nothing missing. Okay, I'm getting mine done. We're good. Fall Night uncommon match from our shipping base. Refinery hasn't been kind. Remember, Refinery is not the primary place to get your materials. Factions like the Bajoran, events, those are where the game expects you to get materials, not the Refinery. The Refinery is Lanyap. It's a little extra. It's not your primary source of obtaining mats. So, is Mind Trellium protected? No, it is not. There is nothing protected in the Mirror Universe. All of it's free game. Weekend, I got a Syndicate 26, pushed Ops 42, completed Angel Disguise, did the Warp Research, got to RD42, GPL 42, and then built the Katanga. Heck, just saying that was a lot. How do you think I feel? Just saying that was a heck of a lot. But congratulations. Big milestones. All right, he's going for that one. And we got the other one down here. Good afternoon, Omicron. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's up with the Syndicate event? You're not expected to complete it without spending. There's a brand new pack to match it. Spanking brand new pack. It's a beautiful new pack. Is Mirror Picard worth pushing for? If you're into PvP, yes. If you are a major PvP player, the answer is yes. If you are not a major PvP player, the answer is no. Now, there is supposed to be 3 Picard SLBs, so you might want to space out how you go after him, but yeah. Yeah, I'm focusing on the milestones, like the heroic, and not really worrying about where it places me in the SLB, and then using the SMS to determine how close I get. So, yeah. All right, where is the next spawn? I'm not used to using the Tribune. There it is. Counterclockwise, and then it'll switch clockwise. Gotten so used to using my pylum. I haven't memorized where the explorers are, so. All right, over here, put this trader real quick, and then I will look at the screen. And I'll look at the screen. Good day, Loretta. How are you doing? But level 37, I have Sandboard South. Shall I scrap any of them? Yes, all of them. Assuming they're maxed. Remember, we only scrap ships once they're maxed. So if you've taken them to tier 9, level 45, yeah, scrap them. Now, you can't scrap those till level 40, if I remember right, or level 39. You can scrap the 26s. I don't think you can scrap the 28s yet. But. Ooh, I'm letting it leak through. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Change PvP meta while excluding also 939 SLBs is GG Scopely. It is what it is, Panda, right? It is what it is. Yeah, can't scrap 28s, 39. Didn't think so, Sugar Fat Man. Only 2 weekend for Picard. Ming. No. No. I don't expect the third week to be an XSLB. Remember, there are 5 Tuesdays in July, meaning that you have a 2-week break coming up between arcs. So I think you're going to get 3 Picard SLBs this month, not a third week as an XSLB. Now, I could be wrong, but it's on the calendar as an SLB, and we should have a 2-week break, which means that there'll be an extra weekend, and that's probably where they're going to throw the XSLB. But it is Scopely. Who knows? Who knows? Well, on the calendar, it's 3 weekends. I've got the calendar right here. Saturday and Sunday, 22nd, 23rd of June. Mirror, Picard, SLB, and Heroic SMS. Oh, crap. You got me looking at calendars, man. You're going to get me in trouble with my alliance. Did they take it off? Because when Viper made the calendar that we use, it's on there. I wonder if they removed it. I'd have to follow up on that. But I know on Viper's calendar, it's on there. But again, 5 Tuesdays in July, that usually means 2-week break. And on a 2-week break, we usually have an extra XSLB. So, how do you get epic points for fleet commanders? Be level 51 plus. All right, I should be able to take this 48 down with my big old beautiful Tribune. And we'll go hit these. I wonder if they changed the in-game calendar. Because again, when Viper made the calendar that we... Crap, you're going the wrong one, dude. When Viper made his calendar, it included that. So, but either way, I still expect that one to be a Picard SLB. They're not going to not have an SLB, right? There will be an SLB. The question is it an XSLB and who's in it? We know there's going to be an SLB. Just what kind? Who's the prize? So. Oh, boy. One drawback to the Tribune versus the Pylon. This thing is slow. This thing is slow. Very, very slow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach that one in time, so let's just hit this. Everybody's coming to my rescue, though, so it's appreciated. Appreciate you, everybody, coming to Rev's rescue. Y'all are incredible. All right. All right. My alliance does not like us using battleships in waves. My alliance doesn't care as long as we win, but we're going to wave 10 out of 10 this one. So, I also need to do more of my impulse research, which would help out. Remember, you have impulse research in the outlaw tree, and you also have impulse research that you can do with the good, the beautiful, the man, the myth, the legend. Crap, I hit the 50 instead of the 48, and that hurt. I hit the 50 instead of the 48. That was not a good idea. That's not a good idea. All right, but anyway, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. That'll be all right. As long as you win, exactly. We're going to get 10 out of 10 on this, so. And we might even do another one right after because I desperately need wave. I need so many credits. I want Sloan. Need to have Sloan before that event on Tuesday I talked about. Next Tuesday. Not this upcoming Tuesday, but the next Tuesday. The the Forbidden Technology event. Must do. It's a must do. All right. Admiral Kirk also gives impulse speed. Yes, he does. It's one of his early unlocks. Early unlocks. All right, let's see. Wave 10 out of 10. We should be Gucci. Go hit these. Shout out to Beowulf being all big and strong. You gonna get there first? Yeah. Let's just use a Sanctus to take out traders. It's a great idea. Sanctus for traders. You have Sloan, but I'm gonna forget to switch him into the chair. You should not forget, Burnt Pork. Don't forget, man. This is a great time to upgrade your FTs all at once. Upgrade your FTs all at once. As soon as I get Sloan, I'm upgrading that man. I will also admit, I'm tempted. I'm not saying I'm going to, but then the temptation is real to buy the fleet commander spot so I can have Sloan and Spock up at the same time with Kirk. But yeah, the temptation is real. Very real temptation. I'll start doing this real quick as we get all of our questions answered. It's also worth getting that surge slot. I mean, again, maybe. I always am. It's really tough. Really tough for me to spend money. I'm frugal. Makes it really tough for Star Trek Fleet Command. But yeah. Yeah, Pseudo, exactly. You wouldn't be the first person to have purchased the slot to make sure you could run all three of those. Don't blame you in the slightest. Let's see. So. All right, let's see. What's Polly asking? Oh. All right, they say let's go again, so let's go again. I'm in a wave. Oh my god, I gotta reboot my game. Freaking Scoplium bugs. Gotta reboot my game. That's the quickest way. Feels like Fleet Commander bring a lot of power, so having one extra be huge. It is, but you just gotta decide, is it worth spending $100 US? Is it worth spending $100 US? It depends on what you're willing to spend. I've spent on a $100 pack before. So it's easy for me to then justify and say, yeah, I can do it again. But it is still $100. You gotta make that decision. So I'm gonna hit this and then share it out to my crew real quick. And while I'm sitting here, before I forget, I'm actually gonna go collect my Sloans and stuff. And then we'll get my tribute in there before I forget about the tribute. All right. Section 31, Sloan. Now I'm only 6 days away. Yay! Now I can do my Dolomite drip. I did reach level 6, by the way. Level 6 on my efficient ship parts. And now I'm switching to ship engineering on my free prime grind. And then obviously I want my Talios refit. And then there's my Syndicate XP, which I do need to get because I want to get to Syndicate 30. So. All right, let's speed this up, bring you back, and now we wait for everybody to join. What server am I on? I play on several different servers, Dario. The main one you're looking at right now is server 20, but I play on several servers. I have an EU server I play on, and I have quite a few US servers that I have accounts on. So. Is there an X-Borg credit spend event? No. What EU server you playing on? I have not told anybody where that's at. It's not something I share because the people on that server don't know I'm there. So it's like a secret. I'm just a regular person over there. No name that looks like Rev. No hints. I'm just there. I'm just there. Now, how often do you play on your alts? Generally every day. Generally every day. $100 either an extra FC slot or an IS-3 Soviet heavy tank from Warbricks. Well, if you do decide to go Warbrick, Sugar Fat Man, don't forget to use my code to save you a little bit of money. But either way, no wrong answers. Is that Trey? I'm sorry, Fred. Oh, it's Fox. Okay. We don't want damn Fred to be upgrading. I gotta keep ahead of Fred. So, gotta stay ahead of Fred. 56, 59, 59. Okay, we got everybody here. Start. Here we go. Is there a special ship upgrade event coming? Another streamer said that you mentioned it. Yes, there's an SLB for that coming. At least it was announced. Let me see if it's still on the calendar. Let me see. Artifact hunt. I wonder if they took it off. I mean, I did tell them that wasn't maybe not my favorite idea. I'm not seeing it, but it was in our pre-arc meeting. I'll have to check the calendar again. Seems like there's been several changes to the calendar. So, does the ISS jelly appear in the ship? I don't understand what you're asking, Kevin. Will they fix Indy Armada loot? The chests are too expensive? No idea. We did provide the feedback. I mean, you remember that. I have no idea what or when changes will happen to Zindy. Yeah, I know, MJ. Fred's been going crazy lately. I'm trying to stay ahead of him. Fred's been going crazy. Hey, Miss Lisa. How you doing? How you doing, Miss Lisa? All right, that's done. Actually, just go right back here. ISS jelly appear in the shop. What shop, Kevin? What shop? I wouldn't spend actual money on it. But you can get the ISS jelly from the event that runs, Armada chest, and territories. Antonio, that is what game design has said. They said this PvP crew is the new meta. How do you get the 46 ship skins? The ones that came out this month? Money. Buying them for $100 a piece. Are you talking about the new Apex skins? Hey, good to see you as well, Dylan. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. It's good to see you. I'm getting my steps in and yeah, doing some waves. Probably gonna do several of them today. So. Or slow Tribune. I need to pick another ship besides the Tribune. Is there a free-to-play Apex Barrier that'll work in waves? No. Oh, free-to-play in month 1? You silly goose. You silly goose. You're so adorable. Have you read the TNG Mirror comics? Yes. You're skeptical the new crew will beat a tiered-up Freeman crew? Well, Pseudo, again, that's just exactly what game design said. They said Mirror Picard, Mirror Data, Mirror Honor Guard Worf will beat Carol Freeman. That's what they said. I don't have it, right? I don't have it. So I haven't done any testing. I'm just here to tell you what they said. They've also been wrong about their math before. Pax already answered that. No. If I said Mirror Honor Guard Worf, ignore that. Just Honor Guard Worf. Literally the crew that they showed you in the preview video. The one they literally showed in the preview video. Go hit that. I love my Tribune, but it is a little slow. Scopa doesn't math good. They don't math well. They don't math well. All right. It's not a leak, Ari. What I like about the Mirror Universe is that Barkley has a spike. Sure. 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 Would be strange the next month what officers they bring. Well, I mean, you can kind of deduce what next month's officers will be ability-wise by looking at data. So, yeah, exactly what Sugar Fat Man said. I'm not going all out on this leaderboard for Mirror Universe Picard. I'm going to score some in the milestones for the SMS, but I'm not going to have Mirror Universe Picard unlocked for like a video tomorrow. That's just not going to happen. So we wait, we test, we see. Stanley says boycotted last Wave season. Wave and Mirror Universe were designed to force you to play continuously for stretches. I don't know if I can agree to that because both of them are mechanics that take 20 minutes or less. But do they take active time in the game? Sure. And there's nothing wrong with choosing to not do content. Just be warned that some really good stuff, especially for free to play, is being ignored if you ignore those loops. Section 31, for example, if you ignore that loop, you're ignoring Sloan, which as a free-to-play player is a must-have. Just depends on where you're at in your game and what you want to devote time to. But, you know, there's definitely nothing wrong with choosing to play your game how you want to play your game. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, all right, head back here. What, did nobody get that one? I'll get it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got a leaker. We got a leaker. Waves too tough for you? I mean, waves are doable for everybody to a certain degree. Where you're at and where your alliance is at will determine what that degree is. But some people can only get to the first set of milestones, which is wave 3. Some can make it to wave 10. So, all right, let's hit that. Where are you? Go hit that. Wow, being on this treadmill is really throwing me off. I gotta get used to that. After the 5-minute loop, this is a step backwards. I don't really have a response to that, Stanley. I ignore content, but waves are clearly not something I'm ignoring. But there are other things I ignore. Like I no longer really do Voyager. I don't mind with my Voyager. I don't really do Voyager anymore. So there are things that you sacrifice in game to do other things that you might feel are more important. So. All right, what we got here? Hey, the crystal event. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Are you starting to get a sense of how much wave research helps versus just growing ships? I mean, it's not really needed at all, to be honest with you. The only people who really even think about using wave defense as a research, like the favors, are maybe players in the 30s. But I would say the main thing to do in Section 31 is Sloan, the skins, and the officers, not the favors. The only favor that really has a ton of value to me is the Armada speed up. That's it. How you get commerce insignias? By doing the Voyager loop. All right, they got that. I'll go after that one. So, impulse speed favor for waves is useful? Yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But like, would I do that instead of Sloan? Like, would I do that instead of my Enigma refit? No. But is it useful? Yeah, it is. What ops level does 5-star model rewards chest open? Level 51 and above, darling. Level 51 and above. Come on, Tribune. It feels like your battle animations take longer too. I feel like everything takes longer with this daggum thing. So, yeah. But even then, I don't think the impulse speed for waves is super valuable unless maybe you're low level. I feel like everything else in that tree is way more valuable than that. Personal opinion. Wait, I need to be down there, don't I? Yeah, those aren't what I want to go after. Wrong direction. Let's go find where the traders are. Love the Armada speed up. It's useful for alliances at war like us because our alliances get attacked vice versa. Like we attack them, they attack us all the time. So that's a thing. It happens. Ooh, get that one real quick. Let's see, is there another trader? Yep, there's 3 of them. We go grab these. Quick starter is the best. I actually love it more for solo armadas because it is very cheap to use and gets the timers done lickety-splittity. Makes that solo armada grind take way less time. I actually use it more in solo armadas than I do in war. Oh no, can I get it? Ah, I didn't get it in time. I didn't get it in time. Armada speedups are also great for maximizing exocomp, max fort. Yeah, I do use it to do max fort. Exocomps last a long time, so I don't necessarily worry about those. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we'll go after these. And over here, 48. Go smack it. Punch him in the nose real quick. And then hit this. It's very nice for using during incursions. XO can push like 90 solos in an hour. That's awesome. I will say that I've stopped worrying about the incursions XO. But again, that's just kind of like a me thing. The hyper efficient rev has kind of moved on. I'm at the enjoy the game portion of the rev cycle. So I'm not super worried about the super efficiency stuff anymore. But yeah, I mean, that is a great exo comp if you are wanting to be very efficient. So, all right. Where are we at time-wise? All right, cool. Doing all right. I got to repair this. It's like they just got popped. Probably OPC. All right. Metro and Cascade work on armadas. Depends on what you're talking about. Does the damage bonus work? No. Do you still get the whole health bonus? Yes. But you don't get like the damage bonus because armadas aren't hostiles. I mean, they are, but they aren't. They're armadas. They are, but they aren't. All right, make sure to avoid the 50 here so I don't go splat. Are you liking the Mirror Universe? I don't. I think the Mirror Universe is too much stuff. I think long term it'll be good, but I think it needs a lot of work before I care about it a lot. Definitely not something I'll be doing every day. You have Sloan, Locutus, Kirk, Spock, etc. Would Locutus Sloan be best for Pollen PvP? Maybe. I'll be honest, I don't really ever use Locutus, and I got him. Yes, he's good for PvP. Do I even consider him like valuable though? Not really. But I guess if you just wanted to make PvP the main focus, then yes. Where's everybody else at? I thought people fell asleep. Where's everybody else? Where's everybody else? Low levels do have the ability to get Herogen relics. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, Nicola. They do. They can go hit lost hostiles. Oh man, a little bit of leakage here on wave 9. Heard a question about if you could change for a feature like one was doing a music video commercial, would you charge for a feature? What are you asking? Like if somebody wanted me to promo them? Absolutely. 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 Nothing's free. Absolutely. I reach 70,000 people a month on this channel. No free shoutouts. I'm not shouting out your company or your band for free. Definitely not. Money's hard to come by. No freebies. Oh, let's see. Let's go hit these. And then we should be fine if we can just take out all the traders. What tier of new Picard and data do they need to be? I don't have the answer to that, Art. Like, I don't have the officers. I can only tell you what game design told us in the meeting. So, from a verse on the track. What do you mean a verse on a track? I'm not a rapper. I don't make music. So, all right, we should be fine. All right, let's see. Mirror Universe is fine. Spent the first 3 days doing enough, so I don't have to do it again for a month. That's my plan. Fair enough, Chad. Excited for month part 2? Not really. Just like I wasn't excited for this month. But it's okay. I'm still enjoying the game. So. Yeah. All right. And we got another 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10. So now I can go collect that Syndicate. But I really shouldn't. I guess I just need to do more waves. But I'm already down to 3,000. I still need to make sure I'm pulling Sloan. Ugh. As a sub 40, I'm enjoying the game more. I think that's great. I think it's great. As long as you're picking and choosing what you're doing and having fun, you should be enjoying the game more. That should be the goal, is to enjoy the game. Because as the name implies, it is a game. And I know the company that runs this expects people to be in it 6 to 8 hours a day. And some of you are. But it is a game for most of us. So everybody should be having fun. Play at your speed. Do what's fun for you. All those cliches. All those cliches. Do what's fun for you. Don't let Scopely determine your gameplay. All those fun things. All right, well, let me click that one. Sure, I'll click this one. I'll click this one. And share. All right. In we go. Never do too many waves. What's your opinion on using the Monavine instead of the 42 ships and using it to 46? Don't recommend. Again, I believe in a slower gameplay. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting a 42 uncommon. I think it's a better route. Doesn't mean you can't take the Monavine, but you're never going to hear me say your best plan is to move up an ops without getting stuff. I do not push an ops vertical playstyle because I don't believe that's a good playstyle. I believe that's a spending playstyle, which is fine. But since most people who attend my streams aren't heavy spenders, I believe playing it slow, playing more horizontally is the more enjoyable game path, and that's what I typically discuss. Can you push to 46 with just a Monavine? Yeah. Would I recommend it? No. Do you know when the next event store will happen? I do, but I can't tell you when it is. So, let's see. I'm stoked. Just maxed my Monavine free to play. Hey, congrats, Grant. That's still awesome. I mean, yeah, you bought the BPs, but still. You did the work. You maxed it out. Good job. All right, we got 3. We need 2 more. 2 more. Even on a new feature, there's so much to do in the game, you won't get bored. Exactly, Brett. Like, I don't see how anybody can be bored, right? There's so much to do in this game. Arguably too much to do in this game. There's plenty to do. The concept of people being bored has always been crazy to me. Like, what do you mean you're bored? If you're bored, that means if you've completed everything, level up. Because there are 2 people that are at level 70 right now that I know are semi-bored because they've essentially done everything. 2 people out of 250,000 plus active accounts. Yep. I don't see why people should be bored. I don't see why people should be bored. Is there an MU map out there? Where can I grind Trillium D? I actually put out a video covering that information this past week. I showed you where all the mining nodes are. You can find that info if you want just that info at stfc.space. But I did put out a basics to the Mirror Universe video on this channel this past week. Ow! Hit my desk. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, that hurt. That hurt. All right, waiting on the 5th. Let's see. Need 1 more. Maybe we get 1 more in. Do a 3rd wave. Doing 3 waves today would be pretty good for me. So I honestly would love to do like 10 or 15 of them if I had the time. I need to just save up all these points. You save up all these points, and then I gotta find things to spend on for this event. Like, I'm actually gonna upgrade my sarcophagus a little bit. I know. I'm actually gonna upgrade my sarc a little bit because I just got these 3 stars sitting here that I'm not using. So there you go. It blows a little bit for events. There we go. Looks like I need to go collect more of the special currency. There we go. Spend a little bit for these events. Take it to tier 10, even though I never use it. Talk about paperweights. It was the paperweight before the Boar Cube. The first paperweight. Another 64? They do not have both ships in yet. All right. Do not have both ships in. What's up, Pepper Hot Dog? How are you? Did you tribune to the point allow you to tier up the cube? I don't tier up the cube. The cube is pointless until the upper 50s. So I don't tier up the cube. It's a waste of mats. My cube has like a whole nother tier it could do, and I don't do it. It's a waste of mats. I tiered up the Tribune because I like the Tribune. So I'll just wait for Gunny to get his 2nd ship in. Wait for Gunny to get his 2nd ship. There it is. Man, with these 60s coming, we really should be doing the bigger one, but it's okay. It's all right. What level to lock 10 mil rep at? 34. You want to at least do that by 34. Upgrading a Sarko on stream, disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Avert your eyes. Father changed STFC the past year too. What's your opinion on camping? at 39. I think camping at 39 is a better strategy now than it was 2 years ago. Absolutely. Finishing out G3 content before going into what's going to be, what, 6 loops, 40 plus? Absolutely. Camping at 39 is even more important now than it was before because there's so much stuff and it's so easy to level up and become ineffective. Now, does that apply to everybody? No, but we actually having this conversation in my Discord. When people think of players, they tend to think of themselves, right? Like if you're like me, you're a dieharder in this game. You're literally at a content creator's stream right now. Clearly, you're a diehard in this game. You expect people to kind of be like you. That's not the case. Most people who watch my videos are average. Here's a great example. Level 39. You know the average power for a level 39 player? About 20 million. You know what the max power for a level 20 player is? Over 40 million. So the average player absolutely needs to sit and complete things a heck of a lot more than they already do, right? You might be super good at 39. And a great example is John Connor, who I'm always bugging. He needs to go 40 plus. Like he is done with 3-star. But if you're the average level 39 and you go 40 plus right now, like you say, hey, I'm not camping at 39. I don't want to miss content. All that's going to happen is you're going to be able to complete like one of the 6 new contents if you're an average 39. I think that's something that so many people forget is they anticipate people to be as dedicated and as high up as they are when that's not true. Y'all are, as I told y'all last year, y'all are deuces donuts. Y'all are hardcore players. Y'all are the people who have this game like you dream about it. You wake up logging in, like you roll over on the side of your bed and you're already doing your mining and stuff. That's not how most people are. So if it comes to what my advice is absolutely camp at 39. Finish out as much of your G3 as you can and then go 40 plus to make sure that you do not struggle at 40 plus. Because if you have struggled with any loop in the game, you know how frustrating it is. Whether it's silence, whether it's Gorn, it is frustrating to not be able to complete content. But if you're playing horizontally, you're never going to have that struggle. Will the game take you more time? Sure. But again, what's the goal? The goal to me shouldn't be ops. If your goal is operations leveling, you're never going to win unless you are an individual who's listening to the show right now who makes 7 digits or more a year and are willing to spend 6 digits a year on the game. You'll be the best. But if you're not one of those very rare people, then don't worry about ops being the primary goal. Worry about being great at your ops as your primary goal. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion. You camped for 3 months at 39. It was the best decision ever. There you go, Andy. And again, that camping is not a predetermined time. Like camping doesn't have to be 6 months. It doesn't have to be 12 months. It doesn't have to be 3 months. It's you completing your goals and getting as powerful as you can and finishing loops. That's all that camping is supposed to be. It's not a specific time. Is there a difference between camping 59 to 50? Not really. The biggest issue with 50 is you just have to be constantly aware that it's essentially free to go up to 51, which will push you into the 5-star economy, which will change your leaderboards. There's nothing wrong with being at 50 like I am versus 49. You're still in the same bracket, etc. You just got to realize that, oh crap, I can accidentally go to 51 and maybe I'm not ready. Because it literally is kind of like free to do that. Whereas at 49, you have to sit there a while because it takes forever to get all the mats up. But once you're at 50, it's basically free to go to 51. Just how it was at level 40, easy to go to 41. Level 20, easy to go to 21. So as long as you're cognizant of that and can, avoid pressing the button, like I've been very tempted to do. I could have done this 2 months ago. Very tempting. If you can avoid doing that, nothing wrong with being at 50. There's actually advantages to being at 50. There are advantages to being 50. So, right here. 51 plus with level 67 in my SLB is garbage. Yeah, there you go. And that's exactly why. Like, even if they changed those, I still would say play horizontal though, right? Because I just feel like that's a better gameplay. And I also push it to my spenders with the logic being is this game wants to push you to a point where you spend because you have to spend. I want you to spend because you want to spend. If you're willing to spend on this game, I want it to be happy money. I want you to be like, all right, I like that. I want to give them my money for it. Not, dang it, if I don't buy $3,000 worth of stuff today, I no longer can play this game. So, yeah. I don't want anybody to run into that, you know? I want everybody to be happy. If you're free to play, I want you to be happy. If you're a spender, I want your spending to be happy. Spend because you want to, because you enjoy it. Spend because you look at like the Apex skin for the Pylum and go, it's beautiful, I want it. You bought it because it made you happy. I don't want you to buy things because like, dang it, if I don't buy this new Apex Prime, I suck. I don't want you to be stuck in that rut. Have the ship skin packs for level 46 been in the store? I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, they're there now, unless they just took them down. I haven't bought them, but I will admit, tempting. Yeah, right here. Bloop. Apex Pylum, Apex Coronar. Tempting. I haven't done it. I've been a good boy. But man, somebody hits that exclamation point donate link with some serious cash, maybe I'll consider it. I will say tempted. Tempted. Are the new Apex Shield Primes worth purchasing? Not to me. Not to me. But again, that kind of goes back to like, what's your style of gameplay? But not to me. But that's what the game is. You can't do anything with spending. Yeah, absolutely you can, Roy. There are pure free-to-plays who are higher level than I am. There are pure free-to-plays who are in the mid-50s. You absolutely can do this game without spending a dime. If you want to. And there's nothing wrong with spending if you choose to. But you 1000% can do this game without spending a dime if you want to. It just depends on what your goals are. Depends on what your goals are. Oh my gosh. You slow, lumbering beast. In hindsight, would you still build the Pylum? Yep. Love the Pylum. I have no regrets about my Pylum or my Tribune. And keep in mind that I played it slow, right? So I was able to get both and enjoy both. And I recommend that same strat to everybody. Why? Not because it made me one of the strongest level 50s in the game. It did. But because, keyword, I enjoyed it. Literally, that's the answer. Why do I recommend this strategy? Because having played this game arguably more than anybody in the world, I know that's a sad thing to brag about, but when you combine all the hours I have in my alternate accounts, my main account, and the fact that I'm here for almost 6 years, that's what I have found to be the most fun way to play. So that's, of course, what I recommend. That doesn't mean it's the only way. It's just the way that I think is best. Robert says it's a pure free-to-play. I'm the second strongest 48 on my server at 100 million power. It is possible. Yeah, there you go. But at the same time, Robert will acknowledge, in that same time frame, how many people do you have in the 60s, right? Like, you know that's not your competition, right? That that's not who you're competing against at the end of the day. So it's absolutely doable. It depends on what you say competitive, because at level 50, I'm competitive to everybody that's +5 and -5 of me. Every single one of them. I take down Corvuses, Vorchas, Newtons, Northcuts. I'm competitive for my range of players. I'll never be competitive to a level 70. Ever. So it's not my goal. I don't even consider it as part of the equation. That's a different game up there. So it's not even part of the equation for me. All right, get over here. And we'll go ahead and grab this one. Got the Newton and Coronar playing slow. Love it, Bears fan. And again, just because you play slow doesn't even mean that you can't spend. But I will say this, you'll probably be happier about what you spend. Like maybe you're like Pseudo and you're playing it slow, but you go and grab that third fleet commander slot. And it just drastically improves your gameplay because now you have Sloan, Kirk, and Spock up, right? I don't like that the game will twist your arm, put it behind your back, and then try to make you buy something. I want you to buy it because you want it, because it makes you happy. You can do everything free to play except the extra research queues and docs. Yeah, and about 40% of the primes, but generally all those have been slowly getting free to play paths. So, yeah. I just jumped to Oz 49. I have a tier 7 Pylum to slowly buy Newt BPs from the away team store. I love that Olvi man. That sounds like a good time. That sounds like a good time. Highest player on our server on 100 was 34 seconds away from OPC, but he didn't get Didn't want it. He left the other baby players get it. Okay. That's good. I actually love that high levels when they'll leave stuff OPC for other people to take advantage of. I love that. I love that. That's how everybody should play, in my opinion. Always trying to help out that next generation of player. So. Oh, I should probably go after these instead, since he's over there. And I can't get the 50, but I can get the others. If they made the Mirrorverse a designated PvP zone, do you think that would help with the War Room? I don't think the War Room has an issue now. Not running into a lot of reports of alliances struggling to complete the War Room. So, I think the War Room is something most people are already, or most alliances are already completing. It actually made it easier with the new update they just pushed. Brett says, one of my personal goals is to have Max, the Pylum, Cornar, Newton, and get the research to the point that they can beat any of the solo armadas. I figure that's the way to get the maximum possible loot. I can see the logic there. I see the logic. So, War Room is an ISO or lat trade-off? Definitely can be. I OPC hunt it, but, I mean, obviously, you can definitely kind of cheese it and do it very quickly with an what's about 5 million concentrated latinum. Just get somebody to do bring that from a high-level alliance. Y'all trade it in territory. Done. We don't complete the War Room because we don't do much PvP. Again, you can even choose to do just what I said. You can cheese it. Get another alliance that brings in, well, about 5 million concentrated latinum, bring it into territory, and y'all steal it. And y'all do that for each other. Done. You'll literally have completed a 5-day event in under 10 minutes. And that is a way that PvEers can then go complete it. Yeah, I'm making you OPC hunt, but it's something that will benefit the alliance to be done in 10 minutes. Depending on how many people you have do it, right? But I think it's about 5 million concentrated latinum. I mean, that's not a crazy amount. So, is the double data event worth doing? Again, not really to me as the average player, but if you're try hard, there's nothing wrong with that. Sure. My alliance has a lot of allies, so we could do that, but we win it naturally. And there you go. I'm just saying that there are ways to do it, even if you're not from a PvP alliance. It's free Syndicate. Free is such a relative term. Sure. Be real careful with that F word. Don't let the overlords hear it. They don't like that word. Any news on enhancements of star bases? Nope. None. Star bases are dead. I don't actually know anything being done to star bases right now. Now, I could be just completely out of the loop, but I think star bases are dead for a while. I'm not saying that they haven't touched it, because they have, but it's mostly dead. It's mostly dead. I think it'll get revived at some point, but I don't know when that is. Syndicate unlocked via time investment. I'll be honest, Brett. That's gonna be part of the can you do the Syndicate advancement argument. But again, all these different events. Here's your Mirror Universe bucket. I'm just kind of focused on doing the main stuff like this. Completing my battle pass. Doing stuff like that. Anything else? I get my season passes. I need to do that. Somebody remind me tomorrow, please. Somebody remind me tomorrow. 23 hours from now, I need to do a takeover. Y'all don't mind. What Raven decide about the Mirror Universe? We should be saving the game. Who put the expectation that I should save the game? Do I think the Mirror Universe will be good in a few months? Absolutely. Just like Bajor took time. DS9 took time before it was the greatest thing in the game. Mirror Universe needs adjustment. When it gets all of its adjustments, yeah. And I think a big thing that'll make the Mirror Universe more bearable is when they finally do something with all these clicks, which is something that they're working on for quality of life, to reduce the number of clicks in game. Right? So I said this before the month started. I've been adamant this month. Mirror Universe this month, I would say, is bad. It's just too much. Will this be one of the better pieces of content? It should be. I just don't like it right now. But I know it should get better. So, yeah. We gonna play on 53? 53, when I get Syndicate 30 is when I'm gonna go into the 51 plus area of the game. So I need 145,000 Syndicate XP. Yeah. When I get Syndicate 30. You don't like the launch artwork? I love the launch artwork. That's one of the things I do like about this month. What is this? Oh, Cardassian. Sure, I'll send a ship. I'll send a ship. All right. Let's see where we're at questions-wise. I want to make sure we get all of our questions. And also, thank you to all those who follow the channel. If you haven't already, hit the follow button. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Invite your alliance in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. If you don't want to support us, we cannot do what we do without your support financially. Yeah, it's like a PBS broadcast. Exclamation point donate. There's PayPal, there's Venmo, there's Cash App. Every little bit helps. Not required, but if you want more content, more of us griping at the devs about things like Syndicate events, you gotta support the channel. So appreciate all those who are here. So please expand on what is meant by all G3 content with Camping 39. Okay. At least a tier 8 G3 faction ship. At least. Having your Talios maxed at tier 3, level 39. Voyager, Titan, Defiant, right? Mantis Loop. Much as you can do. That should mean that you should be at Outlaw 100 for your Stella research, right? I mean, all these different things. Your territory tree maxed out for what you can do, which I think is, what, 6 out of 10 on that first rung of researches. Getting all that done. And then going 41 plus. Red Naval says, I bought it for the Pylum and should have just waited on the officers to come in the store and buy them instead. Were you talking about the Apex skin? I mean, it's pretty. Doesn't that mean anything to you? It's pretty. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay. And I pity. Anyway. Getting close to scrapping your first Max Jelly. Very nice. Very nice. Why is Mirror Picard not on sale in the web store like Ducat Freeman? Because it's the first month? It's the first month? Was I M100? No. That's actually one of the things that I stress. Like, that was a mistake I made. Rushing and not I think at level 39, my M score was like M30. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So. All right, y'all. We are going to wrap up for the day. We'll be here tomorrow, of course. Appreciate all those who come around. If you have not already, come join the Discord. And also, next Sunday is movie night. Remember, if you want to be part of movie night where we watch movies with the community, that is part of the perks of being a member on our website. Check it out, revenues.com. Appreciate all y'all. If y'all have any questions, need any help, shoot me a message. More than happy to talk to you, help you in any way that I can. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I appreciate y'all more than I can ever express. Thank you. Love y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.